What is going on, YouTube? Lamont's on the run today. We're in my studio here in Bellsville, Texas. Okay. Just got done doing a video for my other channel, and today we're going to talk about something very interesting that I read online a couple days ago. I wanted to share with you guys and get your folks' opinion about what transpired. So Bob Huggins, this man right here, is the coach of the West Virginia University Mountaineers men's college basketball program. Okay, I have never heard of this guy before 2 days ago. Well, let me tell you, I have heard of him now because he said a homophobic slur during a radio station interview that cost him potentially millions of dollars. Let me explain. So Bob Huggins, Coach Bob Huggins, was on a local radio, sports talk program in Cincinnati. Now, Coach Huggins used to be the coach of the University of Cincinnati, and they have a rivalry with Xavier. So they were talking about their old rivalry while Bob Huggins was the coach from University of Cincinnati from 1989 to 2005. He was fired after the 2005 season. He went to go work for Kansas for a year, took a year off, and then in 2007 he became the coach of the West Virginia University Mountaineers, and he has been working there as the coach for the past 16 years. So he was currently on a multi-year contract. He was making $4.5 million a year to be the coach of the program. Well, now he'll be making $3.5 million a year because he was docked $1 million per year of his contract for the following. During the program, he said something very, very bad that has now became even worse than saying the dreaded N-word. Actually, much worse, in my opinion. Let me read to you what he said during an interview when the radio show host was asking him about the rivalry about a particular game between the University of Cincinnati and Xavier. He said this, quote, "I tell you what, any school that can throw rubber penises on the floor and then say they didn't do it, by God, they can get away with anything," unquote. And then the radio show program guy host, he tells Coach Huggins that night was some kind of a transgender night at the program or whatever. And he says, quote, "It was the crosstown shootout. What it was, all those faggots, those Catholic faggots, I think," unquote. I'm only quoting, guys. I'm only quoting. Now, because of him saying that dastardly homophobic word that has been christened the new N-bomb, the new N-word, the F-word now, the F-bomb, he was docked on his contract $1 million a year. Not only that, but now his contract, instead of him being on a contract where he was 4 years or 5 years, now it's year by year. So every year now they're gonna look at the contract to see whether they want to hold him again. And instead of them paying him only $4.5 million, they're gonna pay him $3.5 million. Now, I got a couple opinions about this. Number one, you're still making $3.5 million a year. That's pretty damn good money if I do say so myself. Number two, listen, when you're a public figure, you gotta know what you can and cannot say. That's all there is to it. You know that when you are the face of a program, collegiate program, You're under intense scrutiny not to say stupid things like that that can get the university in trouble, that could get you in trouble. Now, of course, West Virginia University, they made a statement. Basically, it's the prototypical cut and paste. Coach Huggins' views are not the views that we express here on this campus. It was very abhorrent what he said. We do not stand behind that language and those hateful remarks that he said, and that he will be disciplined at a very near date and time, which he really was. $1 million a year he got docked for saying that. Wow. You know what? It's totally his fault. He knows the climate that we live in now where you can't say anything anymore. So the $1 million, this is interesting, that he is going to get docked from his salary. This is beautiful. It's going to go to an LGBTQ plus IA program on the university's grounds to be split up amongst them and other social groups in and around the West Virginia area, and the groups that represent disenfranchised groups of people. So that basically tells me it's all going to go to gay politics, gay agenda groups. Okay. All right. Hey, I could have probably thought of a couple better places to take that money. See, because all you're going to do is when you take that money and give it to gay groups, all they do with it is just waste it on nonsense. All it is you basically made it possible to where a gay group can just hire people to spout nonsense and throw parades, and that's it. The money doesn't go to anything good because gay people aren't under any kind of scrutiny. They're not getting beat up in public. They're not, this isn't the Middle East where gay people are getting thrown off of rooftops and executed. This is the freest country on the planet. And I believe gays, for the most part, have been pretty well treated for many, many years now. And, normal people have had to witness the parades and the stuff being shoved in our faces, and then the kids with the indoctrination, and these big multi-billion-dollar conglomerate corporations condoning this behavior, and we're forced to pretend that we respect their privacy, their private lives, and what they do behind closed doors. Because at the end of the day, guys, that's all it is. What you do behind closed doors is your business. It's not anybody else's. Why do you need to tell me or anybody else what you do when your door is locked? That's your business. That kind of business is not made for us to have to condone and accept it. There's a lot of people that are Christians, and in the Bible it says, "Thou shalt not fornicate with another man." Now, me personally, I don't care what you do. It doesn't offend me. I personally don't care for things being forced upon me. That's just my personal opinion. Other than that, I can care less what they do. Really care less what they do. But when it comes to the kids, it gets a little bit annoying with all this nonsense. And, I really wish the money could have gone to something better. If you're going to take money away from him, okay, that's fine. He was stupid for saying it, because when you're signing these huge multi-million-dollar contracts with these big schools, and there's hundreds of millions of dollars involved, you sign a contract saying that they could do anything. If you say something stupid that is detrimental to the identity of the school, making them look bad, yeah, they could fire you. They could have fired him if they wanted to. I'm surprised in the sense that they didn't fire him, sort of, but I'm also surprised that they took that amount of money from him. And you know what? Listen, what is he going to do? Hey, you either lose $4.5 million altogether, or you just let them take their $1 million, do whatever they want with it, and then, Now, instead of being under contract for multiple years, your contract is reviewed every year. Hey, maybe you say, you know what? I get a better offer from another school. I'm just, they're going to pay me $5 million a year. I'm just going to go with them. Screw you guys. And I'm sure that is his dream job, because that's his alma mater, is West Virginia. But hey, I'm sure there's other schools that would pay him as much as that, if not more. And, again, I always say this, people tend to forgive and forget. And, this will all blow over, no pun intended. This will all blow over very, very soon, and it'll be business as usual. And it looks like the LGBTQIA plus mafia wins another battle. Will they win the war? Who knows? Who knows? Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about this story. What do you think about this guy taking $1 million pay cut annually because he said the F-bomb? Yeah, interesting story. I'm curious to read your guys' comments. All right, guys, I got to get back in the house. I'm heading north. Got to get away from this heat. Hot heat. See you guys later. Peace out.